Welcome back. I thought I should give you guys an update. This is welcome to my jigsaw puzzle. As you recall, the bottom of this was pretty messed up, and something had happened. I was storing the old speaker in the bottom of the cabinet, and I went to go ahead and lift it up to move it, the cabinet that is, and well, when I picked it up, the bottom of the radio stayed behind. So it went everywhere. Basically the only thing holding this together was the fact that the very bottom and the very top were lacquered with toning lacquer, and everything in between had separated, come apart, and like I said, the pieces went everywhere. I mean, I've got little chunks. So I've been spending the week gluing it back together, basically one piece at a time. Let me get these off of here. I kind of wish I didn't just do that, because I'd spent a whole lot of time getting those in there. So it's going together okay. It's pretty rigid right now. I've got I got to finish this layer, and then I've got one more middle layer to go, and then the top. It's pretty slow going, as I'm basically kind of doing half at a time or pieces at a time, since I can't seem to do it all. As you can see from here, this one actually slid out of place, and now that it's glued, there's not much I can do about it. So like I said, it's pretty slow going, and I'm going to have to be doing some trimming because these pieces all warped, and as you can see from here, this didn't actually line up. I had a really hard time with this one. It had this piece here had sort of arced, and I did my best to get it straightened out. The only thing I could think of to keep these pieces in line was to use my staple gun to hold it in, and that did a fairly okay job, although this one here slipped a little bit. But again, I'll just be trimming this down. Every time I do a layer, I'm making sure that it still fits. Here's the cabinet. The veneer on the front was just not savable. When I got this, when the bottom fell off, the trim pieces down on the bottom and the sides had also fallen off, and again, the veneer was really not savable. It was all separated and warped and old and splintery, and so I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. I did glue the laminations here back together, and there's a piece here that had fallen off. So this is all glued back together now, and I still have a couple of pieces here that have to be glued, and there's a missing trim piece here. I'll do my best to get that back up and running. Oh, the back here, I don't remember if I did this in the last video. So the back here is, I cannot find this piece. I have it somewhere, I don't know, but this has gone back together okay. And this is going to have to be brought in here as well. Hopefully it won't split. So the cabinet is basically a mess. One other thing I was going to show you guys was I was getting very frustrated Monday night with this, thinking, oh, I can't do it, it's not going to work. So I went on eBay, and I've seen cabinets before, and this uses the 624 here uses the same cabinet as the 623, the 620, I think the 630. I might be wrong on that. But anyway, so I did a search, and there is actually an antique shop in Missouri, I think, that has a 620 cabinet, which has a good bottom to it, but the rest of it's actually in worse condition than this one. But they want $45 for it. I've got it on my watch list, but you know, since I'm having fairly decent luck with this, I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna do anything about it. So I was on eBay, and then I was playing with the sorting options, and basically I had sorted by closest to me, and an interesting thing popped up to the very top of the list. Someone locally was selling a console radio, and at first glance I thought it was one of the radios on my bucket list, which is a 41316RX, which is one of the two consoles for 1941 that had the mystery control. Upon closer inspection, it turned out that it was not a 316RX, it was a 315. However, it was closing in a few hours, and nobody had bid on it, and it had a buy it now option of $300. But anyway, so to make a short story long, I ended up bidding on it, and for a lot less than $300, and I won it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a shot of that. I guess I'll be right back because it's across the room, so hold on. Alright, so here we go. It's a 1941 or a 41 315X or SX. I saw a couple other numbers, but the chassis on the back just says 315. It says 41 315. So it's a 12 tube console. Let's see, it measures 35.5 by 36 high by 16 inches deep. It's when I showed up, they actually had it on and running. So it does work, although it has a terrible hum, obviously, because nothing's really been done with it. The buttons are in sorry shape, but I'm not surprised because I guess they all are. It seems to be missing the jewel indicator, which would have a light on it, so when it's closed you know it's running, although I guess if it's making sound you'd kind of know. Original finish, it's got some scratches on it and a little bit of crazing, but I'm going to hit it with some Howards. I think the Howards will do a pretty good job of it. There's really no way, I'm not in any, I couldn't refinish this here. I would have to keep dragging it out to the patio, which would be a pain in the butt, but the grill cloth is original. There is a spot here where it's pulled out. Let's see if you can see that. Oh, my arm's gonna fall off here, but it's not torn, it's just been pulled out, so that can be fixed. I was making a joke to Bob Anderson on one of his posts, because he had picked up something, he called it a stinky set, and I was telling him I was trying to imagine the stink, and sure enough, 2 days later I come across a radio that stinks. The people I picked it up from were apparently heavy chain smokers. I mean, I could even smell it before I got into their house. So it stinks, and now my apartment stinks. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to wash the I'm gonna wash the grill cloth, and it's gonna have to be washed because it stinks like, you know, cigarette smoke, and it's just nasty. So let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up back here. As I had mentioned, it does work. I'll put this down for a second. As you can see, my counters are full of radio crap. Alright, so the back looks pretty good. Like I said, it's 12 tubes. The chassis comes out of a 41 300, which is also a radio on my bucket list, I might add. It has the push button tuning. It's got XXL tubes, which I had never heard of before this. Most of the tubes are original. This one here was replaced. XXL was replaced at some point, and this, I think that's the 42 tube. One of the 42 tubes is a Raytheon. Yeah, it says 42 on it. And I'm not even sure if the... Oh, they're both Raytheon, but quite old. Maybe it's the originals, I'm not sure. So this radio, one original owner. Well, I guess it's one original owner. It was the son of the original owner was selling it, but at some point it lived in Amarillo, Texas, which is not bad because it's nice and dry up there, so the cabinet is in good condition. It's dirty, but it's not rusted. The antenna, the speaker's wonderful. Like I said, it does run, so I guess this is going to be an upcoming... I don't know if you can read that or not, but it says model 41315, code 121. And I don't know if you can see the stickers down there, but anyhow, looks good. Unfortunately, the original owner said that they had, when they originally bought it, they bought it with the RP15, although he didn't know the model number, but he said it came with a phonograph, a wireless phonograph that they used to have sitting on a table next door, but he doesn't know whatever happened to that because it sort of disappeared sometime in the mid to late 50s when they came out with LPs, and they quit using it. So anyway, too bad about that, but here you go, and I guess I'll be doing a thing on this pretty soon. I already went ahead and ordered some of the parts for it. I haven't pulled the chassis yet, but I'll do that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll give you an update in a couple days.